Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's Jeanette from All Things Natural. Today I'm going to be making a tea. Teas are very good. I like teas because you can kind of mix together some things that you like, some things that you're needing help with, and the ingredients in this tea is also very good for clogged sinuses. If you have a sore throat, the warmth and the honey will soothe it. It's great for flu and cold symptoms, also your allergies. First off, we're going to have some cayenne pepper. I have a cinnamon stick. I have ginger root, and I chop my ginger root up and I freeze it. So that's how I keep it fresh, and I just put it in a tub and just chop it up, throw it in the freezer, and each time I need it, I just take it out. And then I also have whole cloves. I've got about 6 of them in my hand here. Somewhere between 6, 8 is what I use. I also have a half of a lemon. And if you watched a previous video where I made natural vitamin C drops, I'm using the other half of the lemon from the peels. And then I'm also using turmeric. And I do not get any promotion from the companies that might be listed on these containers, but that's another ingredient that I use. So again, this is to help with allergies, my sinus cavities. It's starting to become spring here in Middle Tennessee. Everything is blooming, which I love, and I love the spring. So I'm always outside. This is also, like I said, very good for flu and cold. So I've got my pot here. I've got about 3.5 cups of water. Just gonna throw that in there. I'm at an 8 on mine, so medium high, you want it to boil. And then I'm going to throw in 4 chunks of my ginger root. So I'm doing about 4 chunks there. Throw that in. I've got my 6 cloves. Throw that in there. My cinnamon stick. And here is my half lemon that has no peel because I used it to make the vitamin C. About the seeds because I will be straining this. So just if you have a teapot too, that's fine. But I'm going to put it through a strainer that I have. So I'm just going to squeeze the half of a lemon juice into my water. And then we're going to do about a pinch of cayenne. It says a pinch of cayenne. I tend to really like cayenne pepper, so I tend to go a little bit more than a pinch, but that's what it's looking like so far. So as you can see, I got my ginger root in there. I've got my cinnamon stick, my cloves, and I squeezed that lemon in there. And then I also have a pinch, maybe a little bit more than a pinch of cayenne pepper. The last ingredient that we're going to throw in is the turmeric. And I do about 2 teaspoons. And this is powder form. It is messy and it does stain. So I tend to use the same pot for this every time. Okay, anybody who messes with turmeric knows that it is very, very messy when it gets on something. It stains it. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a nice stir. Then I'm going to wait for it to boil, and then after it starts to boil, I'm going to let it simmer for 10 minutes. Okay, we are starting to boil, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn down my tea. I'm going to turn it to simmer. So I, again, have numbers, so I am sitting at an 8 now, so I'm probably going to just go ahead and put that down to about a 2, 3, somewhere around there. And I'm gonna look at my time and I'm gonna give it 10 minutes to simmer. Okay, so it's simmered for 10 minutes. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna strain it out, and then I'm gonna add the last ingredient and enjoy. So I'm just going to turn my burner off, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna pour all that into my Pampered Chef strainer. And if you see what I'm saying, how the turmeric stains the pan, so the pot, so it will happen. Okay, and then I'm just going to put my lid on my strainer, and then I use the small holes on my strainer. It has a big side and a small side, and I use the small side. And then I've got my cup here, and I'm just going to pour what I want in my teacup. And I always have enough left over for another batch. So I usually, again, put that in the Tupperware, and then I put it in the fridge. And then I just reheat it back up the next day. I do not put the honey in anything I'm saving for later. So this is the last ingredient. I use all natural raw organic honey from local people here in Tennessee. I'm hoping one day I can get my bees going, but for the meantime, I'm supporting local, and you always want to make sure that it is local honey and it's not store-bought honey, because there's a huge difference. So I'm just going to use my spoon I've been stirring with, and I usually do about 2 spoonfuls. Sometimes I go a little bit more than that. You just have to go to your taste. And each honey that I get is a little bit different. So I think this one I'm going to go a little bit more. So I did about 3 there. So let me see. I'm going to stir it up. And then we will give that a taste here in just a second. But you do not want to put your honey into your saved tea. What I do again is I just strain it into a Tupperware, and then I put it in the fridge, and then tomorrow I'll just reheat it up on the stove. It's gonna be very warm, it's gonna be very hot, so we just took it off the stove, we got the honey out, so I just want to sip it and just beautiful. So if you just even just kind of run your nose over the top and breathe in, that cayenne pepper will just instantly open up that nasal cavity, and it's just awesome. So anyway, this is my favorite tea. I love it. Again, the beautiful thing about tea is that you can put anything you want in your tea. So cheers. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Remember, Jesus saves.